Hey everyone, it's Billions, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's often misunderstood, but incredibly powerful: debt. Did you know that the rich use debt to grow their wealth while the poor and middle class struggle with it? It's true. The wealthy understand that debt isn't inherently good or bad. It's all about how you use it. Today, I'm going to break down how the wealthy leverage debt as a tool for financial success, and how you can start thinking like them. The secret isn't avoiding debt altogether, but using it strategically. Let's dive into how they do it. One of the most powerful ways the wealthy use debt is through real estate. They understand that real estate is a long-term game and they're willing to use other people's money, OPM, to build their wealth. And where do they get this OPM? Banks, of course. Mortgages are the name of the game. Think about it, you can buy a rental property with just a 20% down payment. That means 80% of the property's value is financed by the bank. Then, you find tenants to rent out the property. Ideally, the rent they pay covers your mortgage payments, property taxes, and other expenses. But here's where it gets interesting. As you collect rent and pay down your mortgage, your equity in the property grows. At the same time, the property itself is likely appreciating in value. It's like a double whammy of wealth building. And that's not all. Over time, inflation eats away at the value of your mortgage debt. So, not only is your equity increasing, but the real cost of your debt is decreasing. It's a fantastic way to build long-term wealth, and the wealthy have mastered this strategy. Now, let's talk about business. The wealthy don't just use debt for real estate. They use it to fuel their businesses too. Instead of dipping into their own savings, they leverage business loans and lines of credit to expand operations, hire talented employees, invest in cutting-edge equipment, and develop game-changing products. This strategic use of debt allows them to scale their businesses much faster than if they relied solely on their own capital. Think about it. Why use your own money when you can access funds at a reasonable interest rate and use those funds to generate even greater returns? It's like taking a calculated risk with the potential for exponential rewards. Of course, this doesn't mean taking on reckless amounts of debt. The key is to have a solid business plan, a clear understanding of your financials, and a realistic projection of your ability to repay the debt. Remember, debt in the business world is a tool, and like any tool, it needs to be used responsibly and strategically. When used wisely, it can be the catalyst for massive growth and success. Now let's venture into the exciting world of the stock market. The wealthy don't just buy stocks with the cash they have on hand. They often use a technique called margin investing. This is where they borrow money from their brokerage to buy even more stock. Think of it as using leverage to amplify your potential returns. For example, let's say you believe a particular stock is poised for significant growth. With margin investing, you can borrow funds to purchase twice as many shares as you could with just your own cash. If your prediction is right and the stock price goes up, your profits are amplified because you control a larger position. However, it's crucial to remember that margin investing is a double-edged sword. While it can magnify gains, it can also amplify losses. That's why it's essential to approach margin investing with caution, especially if you're new to the game. The wealthy understand this risk and manage it carefully by diversifying their portfolios, conducting thorough research, and never investing more than they can afford to lose. Here's a secret that most people don't realize. Debt can actually reduce your tax burden. That's right, the tax code is structured in a way that provides certain advantages to those who utilize debt strategically. One of the most well-known tax benefits is the mortgage interest deduction. If you have a mortgage on an investment property, you can typically deduct the interest you pay on that loan from your taxable income. This can result in significant tax savings, especially in the early years of your mortgage when the interest payments are highest. But it doesn't stop there. Businesses can also deduct interest paid on business loans, making debt financing even more attractive. Additionally, depreciation, the gradual reduction in value of an asset over time, can also lead to tax deductions, further reducing your tax liability. The wealthy are well versed in these tax advantages and use them to their advantage, maximizing their after-tax returns and keeping more of their hard-earned money. Now, before you rush out and start racking up debt in the name of building wealth, it's crucial to understand that debt is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used constructively or destructively. The key takeaway from today's video is not to encourage reckless borrowing, but to highlight how the wealthy leverage debt strategically to build their empires. The most important thing is to distinguish between good debt and bad debt. Good debt, as we've discussed, is debt that is used to acquire assets that generate income or appreciate in value. This includes things like real estate investments, business loans for growth, or even student loans for education that will lead to a higher earning potential. Bad debt, on the other hand, is debt that is used to acquire liabilities, things that cost you money and depreciate in value over time. This includes things like credit card debt for unnecessary purchases, car loans for vehicles that quickly lose their value, or payday loans with exorbitant interest rates. The wealthy understand this crucial distinction and focus on acquiring good debt while avoiding bad debt like the plague. They are meticulous about managing their debt levels, ensuring they can comfortably make their payments while still having ample cash flow for other investments and expenses. So, there you have it. The secrets of how the wealthy use debt to get richer. Remember, it's not about avoiding debt altogether. It's about using it strategically to acquire income-generating assets and accelerate your path to financial freedom. If you found this video insightful and you're ready to start thinking differently about debt, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you plan to use debt to build your wealth? I'm excited to hear your strategies. And as always, thanks for joining me on this journey to financial empowerment. Until next time, take care and keep building that empire.